who died. Somebody died? When somebody died? I don't know, Maxine. I don't know. That's some information I ain't got. I ain't heard about nobody dying. yeah, Wiggles. I gotta get to I might have to give me a city job, man. I'm thinking about something of that nature too. You know what I mean? But like I tell y'all out there, check on y'all elders. Take the time out. Stop into these houses. Knock on these doors. Y'all got old people that live around y'all. Just say, introduce yourself. I'm such and such. I'm just coming to make sure you guys are okay. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? Make sure your people are right. You live in a community of people. Everybody's don't have the same mobility. Everybody don't have the same access. So take advantage of the opportunity to get up and move around and see the people and talk to the people, man, because of the fact that you don't know. You know what I mean? Get phone numbers. That way, if something goes wrong, you can call the neighbors. You make sure that if people got landlines, you want their phone numbers because of the fact that the cell lines go down, we have access over the landlines. So you might have to walk across the street to the neighbor's house. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and it's crazy because you might have to walk across the street to your neighbor's house and use their telephone because if these cell towers go down, the government hit these cell towers, we are going to be, man, we're going to be out. We have no understanding, no control about what to do, man. We're in a situation now where we don't even have an understanding of how to live life without a cell phone. We don't even remember phone numbers. So what you need to be doing is take your cell phone, and start writing them phone numbers down. Because if we get in that space where the government takes out our cell phones, we're going to have to start using that phone, that old school telephone that is wired in the house. And everybody should have one. I ain't got one neither, so I'm just as guilty as the rest of y'all. But everybody should have one. Get you a telephone. Go call your phone company. It costs about $30 a month, I think. Just get a regular ass telephone. Not no internet phone, not no voice over IP system. A regular telephone system. Just that simple. Because of the fact that what you want is you just basically want to have the opportunity and the ability to reach out and make phone calls. You know, a lot of us got people in other states who we got to reach. Remember this, we're in a space right now where the government is getting in our lives. These are early stages now. They're talking about indefinites. They speaking indefinite. Let me see here. Oh, that was my brother just checked in. K-Ray, one of those old people. Yeah, you are one of them old people, man. You talking about bring the bud. I don't smoke bud, man. What are you talking about? What's up, K-Ray? You still quarantining, man, with your alcohol and your weed and everything else? I seen you on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? All right, Wiggles, for sure, homie. But like I'm telling y'all, everybody, we need to be conscious. I'm looking at my back window and I can see the police constantly circling the block. It's funny to me, man. I'm looking around. It's like, wow. I'm just sitting here in my truck just tripping because of the fact that it's raining outside. I'm just looking like, wow, what is this? But like I'm telling y'all, we got to be conscious of this, man. It's a whole nother element that we're dealing with, man. This COVID-19 is something else. We have no understanding of it. We have no knowledge of it. We have no knowledge of how it can be spread. We only know that it can stay on hard surfaces for a certain amount of time. We have no knowledge of the airborne particles of it that last and how long they last. So you know what I'm saying? We have to be conscious of all these different things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all that because of the fact that we got to take into consideration that for all these different aspects of this here now, we're dealing with something that's totally out of our control. And since it's so far out of our control and so far out of our reach, what we need to be doing is we need to act like it. We need to stop acting like we need to do all the research we can do. We need to start live streaming information so that therefore that we have an understanding of what it is that we're capable of being able to do. Because of the fact that things are getting serious, you know what I mean? And I don't know how serious people take things, but when I'm looking up, and first we start out on a level of where they're saying stay home. Okay, that's cool, stay home. That's one element of the game. But now suddenly, what happens now suddenly? Because I heard something about the military being on the way. I heard something about a mandated lockdown. You know what I mean? I've heard stories about things like this here. You know what I mean? So I'm conscious and cautious of all this, and I'm looking at it like, wow, where are we headed with this here? You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to catch me, y'all know y'all go over to madronald.com. Y'all go over there and become a member, madronald.com. Don't forget that the police have circled my block about 6 times since I've been talking to y'all. I'm still looking out my rearview mirror. I'm wondering what are they looking for. But like I'm telling y'all, take the time, go over to madronald.com, become a member. That's my personal website. I ain't talking about no Facebook, no Instagram, none of that. Go to madronald.com, because that's where you can always find me at, and that's where my message boards and stuff. You'll find good information over there. You'll find stuff. Some of this video what I put online today, you're gonna find over there. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know what I mean. Take the opportunity and the time, you know what I mean, to learn about what we're dealing with, because we don't know, and we're dealing with something at a point to where people can start just dropping dead. If our people start dropping dead today, we don't know what we can do to protect ourselves. We got kids. You see what I'm saying? Cocaine B, all is well for sure, homie. All is truly well, homie. You know what I'm saying? Where you hit? Where are you? Where are you watching from? Where are you live streaming from? Where you streaming from, man? Y'all holler, man. You know what I'm saying? It's raining outside right now. Hey, it's funny because I'm sitting there talking to y'all right, and it just started raining all of a sudden, and that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. I'm finished. But what I'm gonna start doing my live stream, you guys, is I'm gonna start formatting my live stream and guiding and directing it towards specific topics that are necessary, because of the fact that what we need is we need to be able to have dialogue. You know, I don't take a lot of time to reach out on these forums like this here, but at the same time, I do like to live because I like to interact. At the same time, we can make a lot of changes. We can do a lot of good stuff. The police just turned the corner again on my block. I might have to show y'all the next time the police hit the corner. Y'all, they keep on hitting the corner on my block. But like I'm saying to you guys, though, the thing about it is that, man, we got to look at and take into consideration, man, that, you know, we got a lot of good information to be shared, man. I'm gonna start formatting a lot of this here so that we can sit down and I can do this. You know, I'm streaming right now. I'm on right now. I am streaming on Instagram, mad_Ronald_rolling. I am streaming on Facebook, Mad Ronald Rolling. I am streaming on YouTube at Mad Ronald Media. So if y'all trying to find me, y'all can always catch me in them places, but you can really always catch me at madronald.com, because that's my personal website. So y'all go on over there and become members. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on more or less trying to get some of the stuff, some good information out. You know what I mean? Some good media. You know what I mean? Everybody's in need of it. I'm tired of looking at all the buffoonery on social media. So you know what I mean? I might be different, but I'm trying not to be a buffoon. I'm trying to, you know, trying to be kind of logical within the things that I say. I'm trying to make great points, and I'm trying to be able to assist and provide great information. I've been watching the news and stuff, and everybody talking about COVID-19. I don't even know, ain't nobody even talking about that. But I'm just conscious of the fact that y'all are aware of the effects of this here, because they have had a few people that have died from it. Now, me personally, the way that I view things when it comes to such situations as COVID-19, I'm looking at this on a level to where I got to look at it. I got to see how it affects people. I got to see how it spreads. Then I got to figure out what are they doing in order to try to contain it. They're telling us to stay in the house, but that ain't gonna do nothing, because I think that if I live in a house with 6 people and we all become exposed and we all become carriers and we all start spreading it, won't that make it twice as strong when we open the door and go back out? I mean, we have to be conscious of those things. You know what I mean? Anybody got any questions for me? Anybody got any shout outs? You know what I mean? Holler. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I'm pretty sure y'all been trying to reach me. I see all y'all in my DMs and everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me live now. You know what I'm saying? What is there anybody wants to say? You see what I'm saying? I'm planning on start doing my DMs though. Not my DMs, excuse me. Not my DMs, y'all. But my live stream, like I said, I'm finna start organizing it. I'm finna start, you know, formatting my live stream to the extent to where I have the capability and the ability to bring some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that one of the big problems is that everybody utilizes social media for entertainment, and it's not for the betterment of ourselves. We can reach so many people. We have the ability to reach a lot of people, man. Maybe we can make some changes in the world. You know what I mean? When I'm on social media and I have access to people I regularly wouldn't have access to in my regular life, that means that I myself personally. What's your question, man? What's Cocaine B? What's your question, man? I see you said you have a question. What's your question? You know what I mean? Like I say, you know what I mean? I'm on social media and I see that we have access to reach so many people, man. I'll be looking at it's a waste of time to see these words wasted in such a childish manner to where we sit down and we take the time out to argue and discredit and go through all the other stuff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we should be taking this time out, just to be able to inform one another, be informational, because it's very important. Information is everything. We're in a serious time right now. And as we're in this, something that I myself personally, I'm looking at that we need all the information in the world about this pandemic that's going around. We need all the information. Anybody got any information? You see what I'm saying? What you said, when I'm coming to Florida? I don't know when I'm coming to Florida, man. I'm gonna take a trip to Florida though. I'm coming sometime. I'm gonna be down south sometime soon. I know that. I'm gonna have a situation down south. I might have a speaking engagement or something down south. I might have a speaking situation going on down south. You know what I mean? So I might be I'm planning something down that way. So you might be something that you might be able to make it to. But I'm planning to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to put something together nice. Something where, like I say, once again, something with the extent of where a lot of good information can be shared, because of the fact that if we have the capability to be able to communicate, we have the capability to come up with some answers. Myself personally, I don't try to waste a lot of time on problems. I try not to waste my time discussing problems. I like to discuss the solutions, because of the fact that for all the time and energy that we put into these things, we need to be trying to figure out how to solve our problems. See, we live in a space where the world itself is something totally different, where, we have the ability, man, to be able to be whoever we want to be in the world, and to be able to sit down and figure out these things in our own think tanks. Right now, we're in a think tank. See what I'm saying, you guys? We're in a think tank. This is a think tank right now, because we have the opportunity to share our ideas. You see what I'm saying? Within ourselves, within our communities, within whatever it is that we're going through right now. The media is not going to tell us everything we want. Y'all know that the information that we receive over the news is basically, they got the damn police again. Y'all know that I'm just tripping, y'all, because I'm looking in my rearview mirror. I'm sitting in my truck and I see the rearview mirror, and the police have passed by about 7 times since I've been sitting there, maybe 8. But once again, back to what I was saying to you though. We ourselves have the ability to be in a think tank and come up with some great things, man. You know what I mean? Myself personally, I'm in the thing. I'm more or less trying to get to the terms of understanding how we can get into creating greater levels of economics, greater social platforms. You know what I'm saying? Greater political platforms, because of the fact that we got so much power, man. You know what I mean? And especially when I look at the community itself and the power of the community, man, and I look and I say to myself, wow, man, you know what I mean? I have a capability to do so much, but what can I do with it? So, basically myself personally, I'm somebody that this is where my head be at. Sometimes I might be talking, sound like I'm babbling to a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all might not even be able to follow me, simply because of the fact of the way that I speak. You would expect me, and excuse me for this here, but a lot of y'all probably expect to hear me talk in every other word I'm going to say is blood. A lot of y'all expect to hear me talk, and and I'm throwing up the gang signs. A lot of y'all expect to see me, and I got on a bunch of red, and a lot of y'all, but you got to understand something, man. I'm a grown man. You see what I'm saying? And when we speak of this, I am a member of the Rolling 20s. I'm a blood. True, I am that. You know what I'm saying? I'm that for the rest of my life. But at the same time, when I speak of blood, it's not a gang situation. It's my culture. Anyone that's been a part of this as long as I have understands that. This is our culture. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a criminal. When I did all that, it was by choice. It wasn't because of the affiliation or the group that I chose to be a part of. But at the same time, myself personally, I am not a terrorist. I'm not a criminal. And so when I speak of blood as culture. See, because of the fact that anything that you've been a part of for so long, it becomes just that. See, there's a lot of us that work jobs every day. There's a lot of us that are taking care of families. There's a lot of us that's doing everything that we need to do to be men and women. You see what I'm saying? That people will look up. A lot of us got working spaces that you wouldn't even think we're in. But when we speak of this, we speak of our culture. You see what I'm saying? And when I speak of culture, I speak of it as my culture, because I will always be this. I'm right now I'm in my 50s, and I'm this. I've been this since I was a little kid. At the same time, I'm still that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that don't mean that I myself carry around all the animosity and all the hatred and stuff, because you got to understand that a lot of this was self-hatred. And I'm going to share something with you guys. I was born in 67. I was born at the end of civil rights. I was born at the head of the black revolutionary empowerment movements that took place, like the Panthers and the Black Liberation Army and the Simeonese Liberation Armies and all this other stuff. And I was born at the head of all that. The funny thing about that is that we ourselves that were born in those times, now we were born into a time when they fought for us not to be subjected to the segregation, the racism, all the stuff that was taking place before I was born. But we were the first level. We were the first generation that actually was born out. That was brought about outside of those circumstances. But at the same time, we were the most violent to exist within the history of black culture for some reason, because of the levels of confusion that existed. And those levels of confusion that existed were because of the fact that there was no leadership. Now, at the same time, we ourselves always have had somewhat of a level of political influence. Because when I look at the world, and I look at the people that I come from among, and I look at Los Angeles, and then I look at LA on the level of understanding. Tall Dog, what's up, homie? I look at LA on a level of understanding. And I look at LA and say, man, I never could understand when we were young, we didn't know our power. But now I've traveled, I've jumped on these airplanes, I've been across the country. I've been in neighborhoods, I've been in blood neighborhoods in other states. I've been to the East Coast, to New Jersey, and to New York. I've been to Massachusetts. I've been in the South. I've been, you know what I mean? I've seen Bloods and Crips everywhere. The amazing thing to me is the fact that we didn't have no understanding of our power when we were young. We did not believe that we could affect the lives of so many people. But now that we have an understanding of being able to affect the lives of so many, we got to understand what is the level of direction, because now people are reaching back to LA and they talking, they want information now. You know, people reach back to me, want information. You know what I mean? And I know that there's a lot of people that's doing that, right? But the thing is, what levels of information are you receiving? You're receiving misinformation, receiving valuable, credible information. Are you receiving information that you can grow on? Because a lot of people that are actually, you know, people delegate on levels of profit. People delegate on just levels of just a lot of false things. You know, the reality of this is that, man, for all of the hurt and all of the death and destruction, for everything, all the lives that were messed up, if a person can't tell you nothing is beneficial, and you reaching out to them from wherever you at, and they trying to tell you how to repeat the mistakes that were made here, and they trying to tell you how to be in those prisons that they may have or may not have been in, and they telling you stuff that will mess up the rest of your life and take you out your family, then you need to get away from them people. Because of the fact that the reality of it is that anybody that understands this knows there's been a lot of hurt and a lot of hardship in this LA gang situation. We ourselves, and excuse me for using the word gang, but that is the beginning of how we started out. And once again, it was the words that were given to us by the media, by law enforcement. We were given these words and said to be. But at the same time, as people, as human beings, as kids, we took the influences on. It's just like when crack cocaine came out, right? The first movie they showed us when crack cocaine came out was Scarface. So everybody wanted to be Scarface. Everybody wanted a kilo of cocaine, and they wanted that big ass gun that Scarface had at the end of the movie when Sosa came for him. You see what I'm saying? And it's just amazing because of the fact that there was so much that went with that, right? That when we look at this on overall, and we take this into consideration, right? And we think about, you know, what kind of influences were this? We were brainwashed. And I'm amazed at that level of brainwashing they inflicted upon us, simply because of the fact that the way that they did us, we had a belief that this is what life was. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of them. I sold a lot of drugs in LA, man.